10 signs you were born for something greater. Do you have them? Have you ever felt like you were meant for more? Like there's a fire inside you that won't let you settle for an average life. That feeling isn't just wishful thinking, it's a calling. Some people are destined to rise above the ordinary, to create, to inspire, and to make a lasting impact. If you constantly feel a deep sense of purpose, an unshakable belief that you're meant to do something extraordinary, that's the first sign. You don't just accept things as they are, you challenge limits, push boundaries, and crave growth. There's a restless energy in you, a hunger that won't be satisfied with mediocrity. Your mind is filled with big dreams, ideas that others may call impossible, but you refuse to give up. Obstacles don't break you, they fuel you. Failure is not the end, it's just a stepping stone to something greater. You inspire those around you not just with words but with action, perseverance, and passion. Deep inside, you know that comfort zones are traps, and success comes to those who dare to step beyond them. If this resonates with you, then you are not meant for an ordinary life. You were born for greatness. Now it's time to embrace it. Say, 1. You refuse to settle for mediocrity. Deep down, you know an average life isn't for you. You feel it every time you sit in a room where people are content with just getting by, where conversations revolve around limitations rather than possibilities. You can't ignore the restlessness inside you, the feeling that you're meant for something more than just going through the motions. Ordinary routines drain you. You crave something that sparks your soul, something that makes you wake up with excitement instead of just obligation. Look around and you'll see that most people choose comfort over challenge, predictability over passion, but not you. When others accept good enough, you push for greatness. When they say, why try harder, you ask, why not be the best? This isn't about arrogance, it's about knowing your potential and refusing to waste it. Think about the greatest minds in history: Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs. Do you think they ever settled? No. They kept pushing forward, hungry for something bigger, something better. And that same fire burns within you. Maybe you've noticed that you can't stay satisfied in a job that doesn't challenge you, or that you feel drained when surrounded by people who lack ambition. That's because mediocrity is suffocating to those who are meant for more. You want a career, a life, and a legacy that matter. You want your work to mean something, to create an impact, to make a difference. Some may call you impatient, but deep down you know it's not impatience, it's purpose. The reason you feel unfulfilled in an average routine isn't because you're ungrateful, it's because you're aware that life has more to offer, and you're willing to do what it takes to claim it. So, don't ignore that feeling. Don't shrink yourself to fit into a life that feels too small for you. You were never meant to settle, you were meant to soar. The question is, are you ready to rise? Sign 2. You have a strong sense of purpose. Even if you can't define it clearly yet, you feel it, an invisible force pulling you towards something bigger than yourself. It's not just about making money, climbing the career ladder, or following society's expectations. It's about impact, it's about meaning. It's about waking up every morning knowing that what you do matters. Some people drift through life without direction, accepting whatever comes their way, but not you. There's a fire inside you, a deep conviction that you were put on this earth for a reason. Maybe you don't have all the answers yet, but that doesn't stop you from searching. You read, you explore, you ask questions. You can't ignore the feeling that there's something more out there, waiting for you to claim it. Think about history's greatest visionaries. People like Martin Luther King Jr., Marie Curie, or Nikola Tesla. None of them started with a perfect roadmap. They didn't always know how they changed the world, but they knew they had to. That's the kind of pull you feel. Maybe it's a passion for art, innovation, leadership, or service. Maybe it's a dream that keeps resurfacing no matter how much you try to push it aside. Whatever it is, it refuses to be silenced. Have you ever noticed that certain topics ignite something deep inside you? That when you talk about certain ideas, your energy shifts, your voice gets stronger, and time seems to disappear? That's not a coincidence, it's a clue. It's your purpose trying to make itself known. This deep sense of calling isn't always convenient. It can be frustrating when you don't yet see the full picture. But trust this, purpose reveals itself to those who are willing to chase it. You don't have to have all the answers today. You just have to keep moving forward, listening to that inner voice that refuses to let you settle for an empty existence. So, embrace the pull. Follow the whispers of your passion. Because when you finally step into your purpose, you won't just be living, you'll be truly alive. Signed. 3. You think big and dream fearlessly. While others are satisfied with the status quo, you see beyond it. You don't just accept life as it is. You imagine what it could be. You refuse to be boxed in by limitations. Whether they come from society, family, or even your own fears. Instead of playing small, you dare to dream on a scale that makes most people uncomfortable. Maybe you've noticed that your ideas are often met with skepticism. You share your vision and people say that's impossible, be realistic, or why don't you just settle for something safer? But deep down, you know you weren't meant for a life of caution and compromise. The world's greatest innovators, people like Walt Disney, Jeff Bezos, and Malala Yousafzai, were once told their dreams were too big, too unrealistic, but they refused to shrink. They knew that every groundbreaking achievement in history started as an idea that others doubted. When you think big, you're not just dreaming, you're seeing possibilities where others see obstacles. You don't just wish for success, you strategize, you take action, and you persist when the road gets tough. You understand that fear is part of the journey, but you refuse to let it dictate your future. Instead of asking, what if I fail? You ask, what if I succeed beyond my wildest imagination? Thinking big isn't about arrogance. It's about knowing your potential and refusing to accept a small life when you were meant for greatness. You see a business empire when others see a small side hustle. You see a movement when others see just an idea. You see impact when others see inconvenience. And yes, dreaming fearlessly means facing rejection, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But what's the alternative? A life spent wondering what if? A life where you bury your dreams just to fit in? That's not who you are. You were meant to challenge the norm, push past your fears, and bring something extraordinary into the world. So keep thinking big, keep dreaming fearlessly, because the world doesn't need more people who settle. It needs more people like you, who dare to believe in something greater. Sign. You feel different, or out of place. You've always known you were different. Maybe you felt it as a child when your interests didn't quite match those of your peers. Maybe you feel it now when conversations around you seem shallow and you crave something deeper, something meaningful. You don't always fit in, but that's because you were never meant to. You were designed to blend into the background. You were born to stand out, to lead, to create, to challenge the norm. While others find comfort in conformity, you find it suffocating. You look at the world and see what could be, not just what is. You don't just accept traditions, rules, or expectations without questioning them. You think differently, move differently, and dream differently. And because of that, you sometimes feel like an outsider. But here's the truth: every great leader, every world changer, every revolutionary thinker once felt the same way. Albert Einstein was labeled a misfit. Steve Jobs was called crazy. Elon Musk was mocked. But the very thing that made them different was also what made them extraordinary. Maybe you've been told you're too intense, too ambitious, or too idealistic. Maybe people don't always understand your vision or your passion. That's okay. You're not here to be understood. You're here to make an impact. An impact doesn't come from following the crowd. It comes from daring to step away from it. Think about it. Have you ever tried to force yourself to fit in, only to feel disconnected from yourself? That's because your uniqueness isn't a flaw. It's your greatest strength. The moment you embrace what makes you different is the moment you step into your true power. So, don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Don't silence your ideas because they don't match what's popular. Your uniqueness is your superpower. The world needs more people who dare to be different, who challenge the ordinary, who inspire change. And if you've always felt like you don't belong, maybe it's because you're meant to create a new path, one that others will one day follow. Saying 5-year and highly resilient. Challenges don't break you, they shape you. While others may crumble under pressure, you rise. You understand that setbacks aren't the end of the road. They're simply the beginning of your comeback story. Where some see failure, you see an opportunity for growth, a lesson waiting to be learned, and a stronger version of yourself being forged. Think about the times you faced adversity in your life. Maybe it was a personal struggle, a professional setback, or a challenge that made you question everything. But instead of letting it define you, you took it as a stepping stone. You didn't back down, you didn't let it break your spirit. You found strength in the struggle. And in doing so, you came out the other side more powerful, more determined, and more prepared for the next obstacle. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about how you handle them. It's about the mental fortitude to keep going when the world tells you to stop. People like Oprah Winfrey, who faced countless rejections and a turbulent childhood, or Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, didn't give up. They saw every setback as a lesson, and that's why they became pioneers in their fields. You're the type of person who gets back up, no matter how many times life knocks you down. You don't let fear of failure stop you. Instead, you let it fuel your drive. When others see the end, you see the beginning of a new opportunity. Every challenge is a chance to show the world what you're made of. So, embrace your resilience. Know that every difficulty you face only adds to your strength. You are being shaped for something greater, and no setback will ever define you. Keep pushing forward, because your comeback is just around the corner and it's going to be unstoppable. Sign 6. You inspire and influence others. Whether you realize it or not, people look up to you. Maybe it's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak with conviction, or the way you push forward when others would give up. You may not have set out to be a leader, but leadership has a way of finding those who are meant for something greater. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that people come to you for advice? That your words, your actions, or even your presence can shift the energy of a room. Maybe a friend has told you, you always know what to say, or a colleague looks to you for direction when things get chaotic. This isn't a coincidence, it's a sign. True leaders don't demand attention, they attract it naturally because of their authenticity, resilience, and vision. History is full of people who started out just like you, ordinary individuals who through their passion and determination became extraordinary influences. Look at Nelson Mandela, who inspired an entire nation to believe in justice. Think about Oprah Winfrey, who used her voice to uplift millions. They didn't wake up one day and decide, "I will change the world." They simply followed their truth, and in doing so, they inspired others to do the same. Maybe you don't think of yourself as a leader yet, but leadership isn't about titles or power, it's about impact. It's about the way you make people feel, the hope you give them, and the strength you help them discover within themselves. When you chase your dreams, you unconsciously give others permission to chase theirs. This is why you can't afford to play small. Your actions matter more than you know. Every time you overcome an obstacle, someone watching you believes they can too. Every time you refuse to quit, someone finds the courage to keep going. So, own your influence. Step into your power. The world needs leaders who don't just speak about change, but embody it. And if people are already looking to you for inspiration, it's because deep down they see something in you. Something great. Now it's time for you to see it too. 7. You have an unshakable work ethic. While others wait for success to come to them, you go out and earn it. You understand a simple truth. Greatness isn't handed out. It's forged in the fire of relentless effort, discipline, and sacrifice. You're not afraid of hard work because you know that every extra hour, every sacrifice, and every ounce of sweat you put in brings you closer to your vision. Some people stop when things get tough. They complain, make excuses, or look for shortcuts. But not you. You embrace the grind. You don't just work hard when you feel motivated. You work hard even when no one is watching, even when progress is slow, even when quitting would be the easier option. That's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Look at the world's most successful individuals. Kobe Bryant didn't become one of the greatest basketball players by practicing when he felt like it. He was in the gym before the sun came up, putting in hours of work before his competition even woke up. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson built an empire not just because of talent, but because of an insane level of dedication that most people weren't willing to match. They weren't just gifted, they outworked everyone. Maybe you're the person who stays up late perfecting your craft while others sleep. Maybe you push yourself past exhaustion because deep down you know what's at stake. You don't just want success, you demand it from yourself. And you know that there's no magic formula, no easy road. Just effort, consistency, and the will to keep going when most people stop. This isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter, about never being satisfied with good enough. You refuse to let distractions pull you off course, and you don't wait for opportunities, you create them. So when people ask, why you push so hard, why you don't take the easy route, why you won't settle, just smile. Because deep down you know something they don't. Greatness isn't given, it's earned. And you're willing to do whatever it takes. Sign 8. You constantly seek growth and improvement. You refuse to stay the same. Every single day, you push yourself to be better than you were yesterday. Stronger, wiser, more skilled. While others remain stuck in old habits, you crave growth. You aren't satisfied with just knowing enough to get by. You hunger for knowledge, mastery, and self-improvement. Some people avoid challenges because they fear failure. But you see challenges as opportunities. You welcome discomfort because you know that's where real growth happens. Whether it's learning a new skill, reading books that expand your mind, or surrounding yourself with people who push you to do better, you are always evolving. Stagnation is your greatest enemy, and you refuse to let it take root in your life. Look at the most successful individuals in the world. Warren Buffett still reads for hours every day to sharpen his mind. Michael Jordan didn't stop training after winning championships. He trained even harder. These people understand what you understand. There's no finish line when it comes to personal growth. The best never stop learning, improving, and refining their craft. Think about how many people settle, they get comfortable, they stop learning, and they wonder why their life stays the same. That will never be you. You are constantly seeking ways to elevate your mindset, refine your skills, and expand your potential. Maybe you're the person who listens to podcasts instead of mindless entertainment. Maybe you take courses, seek mentors, or challenge yourself in ways that most people wouldn't. Your mindset isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who deserves those goals. You understand that success isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you grow into. And every day that you push yourself, every time you step outside your comfort zone, you're getting closer to the person you were meant to be. So, never stop improving, never stop learning, never stop growing, because the day you stop evolving is the day you stop living. And you're just getting started. Sign. Lingler Kremet says, 9999 take it 19. You feel an internal drive, even when no one is watching. Even when no one is watching. Unexpected. There's something inside you that refuses to let you quit. It's not the applause of others or the rewards that drive you. It's the vision you carry within yourself. When no one is watching, when the spotlight is off, and when there's no recognition, you're still moving, you're still striving, still pushing forward because your ambition is fueled by something deeper than external validation. It's a fire within you that burns regardless of whether anyone else notices. While some people need external praise to keep going, you don't. You don't need a boss to give you praise or a crowd to cheer you on. You know that the real reward is the work itself. The satisfaction that comes from knowing you gave it your all, even when there's no one there to applaud you. This kind of inner drive is what separates those who are truly destined for greatness from those who only dream of it. Think about the late nights you've spent working on something that only you care about. Maybe it's a project, a personal goal, or a creative endeavor that no one knows about but you. You keep going, even when the world is silent. You know that this journey is yours to own, and that your success will come from your own perseverance, not from the opinions of others. Look at some of the greatest minds in history, people like Vincent van Gogh, whose work was largely unrecognized during his lifetime, or J.K. Rowling, who faced rejection after rejection before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. They didn't need applause to keep going. They were driven by something far more powerful. Their belief in their own potential and their unwavering commitment to their craft. Your ambition comes from within, and that's your greatest strength. You are building something that lasts. Not for the praise, not for the applause, but because you know it's part of who you are. And when that internal drive leads you to your greatest achievements, you'll look back and realize that the journey was never about the validation. It was always about the vision you had from the start. Signed, Tin, you believe in something bigger than yourself. At the core of your being, you know that your life is meant for more than just personal success or fleeting achievements. There's a deeper, more meaningful purpose driving you, whether it's faith, a desire to leave a lasting legacy, or a commitment to making a profound impact on the world. You don't just live for yourself. You live for something bigger, something that transcends your own desires. This sense of purpose is what fuels you to keep moving forward even when the road is tough or the path unclear. Think about the people who have inspired you the most, the ones who've changed history, sparked movements, and impacted countless lives. People like Mahatma Gandhi, who who fought not for his own gain but for the freedom and dignity of others. Or Mother Teresa, whose entire life was dedicated to serving the poor and the sick, seeing a divine purpose in every act of kindness. These individuals didn't live for themselves, they lived for something far greater, and that's the kind of belief you carry with you. Maybe your purpose is rooted in faith, a belief that your life is part of a divine plan. Maybe it's about leaving behind a legacy that will inspire future generations. Perhaps it's simply the desire to create a ripple effect, where your actions today lead to positive changes in the lives of others. Whatever it is, you feel that your time here on earth is limited and you want to make every moment count. You are driven by a sense of service, a desire to contribute to something greater than personal success. You understand that true fulfillment comes not from accumulating wealth or fame, but from creating value that lasts, from lifting others up, and from making a difference in the world. When your vision is bigger than yourself, the obstacles you face become smaller. Every challenge you overcome, every setback you endure is not just for you, it's part of a larger purpose. And that belief, that commitment to something bigger, is what will carry you through to greatness. Because when your life is dedicated to serving a cause beyond yourself, you can't help but rise to meet your potential. Closing message. If you recognize yourself in these signs, congratulations. You're destined for something greater. You have within you the potential to rise above the ordinary and do extraordinary things. But here's the truth. Destiny isn't something that's simply given to you. It's something that's claimed. You have to take ownership of it, step into it with courage, and embrace every part of who you are meant to be. Destiny isn't a passive process, it's an active one. It requires you to show up every day, to push past your fears, to take risks, and to grow, even when it feels difficult. You don't wait for opportunities to come knocking on your door, you create them. You don't sit back and let life unfold, you rise, and you lead. The world needs you, your vision, your passion, your unique gifts. There's something only you can do that no one else can, and the world is waiting for you to step up. The people around you are waiting for your leadership, your inspiration, and your courage. Your dreams aren't just for you. They're for everyone who will be touched by your story, your work, and your impact. So, don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the right time. The time is now. Step into your greatness and claim the life you were born for. The path may not always be easy, but it will be worth it. You were born for more than just surviving. You were born to thrive, to lead, to create, and to change the world in your own powerful way. The world needs you, and you are ready. Go out there and claim your greatness. As you step into your greatness, remember that this journey doesn't have to be walked alone. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with others who need to hear it. Like this video if you're ready to claim your destiny. Comment below with your thoughts and let us know what's driving you towards something greater. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss out on the inspiration and motivation you need to keep pushing forward. We're building a community of individuals who refuse to settle for mediocrity and who are committed to rising above. You're not just a viewer here, you're a part of this movement. So hit that notification bell, stay connected, and keep striving for greatness, because together we're unstoppable. Remember, the world is waiting for your brilliance. Let's make it happen. See you in the next video.